Hey, what's up everyone? It's your friendly neighborhood YouTuber, and we are back at it again with another action figure review starring Puss in Boots. That's right, Puss in Boots. Just kidding. Today we have this lovely specimens in front of us, which I think he's going to be in the top 10 Marvel Legends of 2019. That's my prediction. From the Wendigo Build-A-Figure wave. And this guy looks awesome, looks massive. I remember having the original Toy Biz Mr. Sinister. Shout out to Senor Dossier, who commented on my little action figure haul, my Marvel haul, saying that he had a Toy Biz Mr. Sinister, as I did as well. He was one of my favorite figures, favorite villains from X-Men. And so far, guys, I have reviewed Nightcrawler and this Wolverine. Thumbs up for both of those action figures. They did an amazing job. The other three I haven't yet to review is Cannonball, Boom Boom, and the Guardian. And my last review, if you guys didn't see it, was of the Marvel Select Psylocke. So if you guys didn't see that review, check it out. We'll do a little size comparison with Psylocke. Psylocke stands about 7.5 inches, so we'll see how big this Mr. Sinister Marvel Legend stands. Okay, guys. Without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get my trusty Punisher knife out. We're going to go ahead and slice this open, and we're finally going to review this Mr. Sinister. This Mr. Sinister is a figure that I've been waiting for a very, very long time. Next to the Beast and the Jubilee and the Nightcrawler, Mr. Sinister is right up there with the action figure. One of the most anticipated Marvel Legends of this year, in my opinion. So let's take out Mr. Sinister. Let's go ahead and give him a review. And he is a chunky fella. And yeah, I just bought, if you guys didn't see my review of the Marvel haul, I just bought the rest of the figures from this Wendigo Build-A-Figure wave, because Hasbro, they know how to get you, man. It's like fishing. You know, they just throw a Build-A-Figure piece in there, and you're like, oh man, this looks so awesome. And then you had no choice but to buy the other figures, and even though you didn't really want them, to get this, to build this Wendigo Build-A-Figure piece. And like I said in my previous videos, when I complete the Wendigo Build-A-Figure, I'm actually going to customize him. So you're going to see a before and after of that customization, so stay tuned for that Wendigo custom Build-A-Figure review. Okay, so let's take out Mr. Sinister. And man, does he look sinister, or does he look sinister? Dude. Man. I can definitely tell where they got the inspiration from Mr. Sinister. They got like a Dracula vibe with this Mr. Sinister. That's always one thing I've always loved about this Mr. Sinister. Dude. Perfection, man. Perfection with this Mr. Sinister. His shoulder pads are rubberized, so you can get his arms to go out very, very high. This thing is just beautiful, man. This figure is beautiful. Hasbro, they've been killing it, man. They've really been killing it. I have to give it up to them. They are the toy company of the year. Hasbro Marvel Legends. They've done an amazing job. And look at this, man. 90 degrees. For one, but for this one, not so much, because his muscle is kind of getting in the way. This one you can. This one is no problem. But this one, no. This, let me bring my camera up a little bit. Okay. He is just absolutely beautiful, man. I am drooling over this figure. They did an amazing, amazing job with this guy. I'm just like marveling over the detail. and man, just badassery. Here's the cape. Very, very nicely detailed cape. It's like a double cape. Man, it's like a rubber. It's a rubber that they've used. And you can't. Can you get this out of his back? I think it's pegged in there. I'm not for sure. I'm pretty sure it's pegged in there, but you know what? I don't even want to remove it because what's the point? The face sculpt on him is just absolutely brilliant. They did an amazing job. When are they going to bring Mr. Sinister to the X-Men? I would love to see him in movie form. Okay, breaks at the upper bicep. I'm just kind of like lost for words because this guy is just so beautiful. Waist swivel, look at that. Torso, great. Torso break. Loving that. He can kick up that far. He can sit that far. Look at this, guys. Man, Hasbro, they just did an amazing job. Double jointed knees. Man, they just did an amazing job with this Mr. Sinister. I am kind of at loss for words, man. For once, your friendly neighborhood YouTuber is at a loss for words. Breaks right here. He does have some nice, look at that rotation at the lower shin. Look at the articulation on here, man. Ankle pivoting. It has everything you could want and more. Legs can extend out that much. This guy is perfection. My only gripe is that they didn't include any interchangeable heads or interchangeable hands. I think this is a figure that I would love to have seen an interchangeable hand and an interchangeable head. Did I say that? Did I say that twice? I'm just kind of at a loss for words, man. Great breaks here. Man, they just did an amazing job. Let's bring in Psylocke. Of course, Psylocke is going to be taller because she is... Oh, no, actually, look at that. They actually go pretty well together. This Psylocke and Mr. Sinister, man. That is crazy, man. Well, we know this Psylocke, because I measured her in my last review, stands at about 7.5 inches. So this Mr. Sinister is probably like around 7.5, 8 inches. Let's break out the tape measure here. And going all the way up to his cape, he's at about, is that right? 7 inches? Wait, what was Psylocke? I'm pretty sure, yeah, Psylocke was just under 7.5 inches. And then Mr. Sinister, yeah, he's just, actually he's at 7 inches. How is that right? Did I miss something here? Oh, probably because her hair, it looks like he's taller, but I think it's the effect of the cape. See, he stands at 7 inches. Yeah, she stands just under 7.5 inches. But he stands at 7 inches. But for some reason, he's taller. Figure that one out, man. Am I reading that right? I think because of this right here, his collar is what makes him tall. So that's why Psylocke seems around the same height, or maybe a little bit taller, is because his collar of Mr. Sinister makes him look taller. This guy is perfection, man. I mean, you know, as much as I love the Beast, and I've seen other YouTubers review Marvel Legends Beast, and then they had their gripes, you know, they wanted a calm face, and the coloring, they didn't really care too much for the coloring. I love the Beast, man. I really, really love the Beast, Marvel Legends. I really love what they did. And Mr. Sinister, this Mr. Sinister is no exception, guys. Let's go in for close-up. They did an amazing job on this Mr. Sinister. I highly, highly, highly recommend this Mr. Sinister, man. This brings back so many memories. I remember I used to have him back in the 90s when he first came out, the Toy Biz version. And it's definitely a throwback to that. Articulation in the head, man, is just brilliant. Collar, everything about him is just on point. Okay, guys, I think I've spent enough time drooling over this figure, man. I waited a while for this Mr. Sinister to come out, and he did not disappoint. I think you guys know where I'm going with the rating on this Mr. Sinister. On a scale from 1 to 10, with 10 being the highest, this guy is a perfect 10, man. I can't find anything wrong with him. I just think I'm at a loss for words, man. I mean, for once... oh yeah, and his cape too. It kind of acts like a third leg, so you can kind of get him to stand up like that, being that he's a little back heavy because of his cape, but you can use his cape as like a third leg if you want to. But yeah, like what I was saying before, guys, I'm kind of at a loss for words because this is just absolutely beautiful. I mean, yeah, top 10, most definitely, man. They did an amazing job. I don't know how many times I can say that. They just did an amazing job. There's nothing for me to say. I mean, just look at this guy. I mean, listen, guys, if you're not a Marvel collector, if you're not a Marvel Legends collector, you definitely should add this guy to your collection because he's just awesome, man. Even if you like a horror collector, he definitely would fit in there because he does have like a Dracula vibe. That's one thing I've always liked about Mr. Sinister. He always has like a vampire Dracula vibe. So all the horror collectors out there, I definitely think he would fit into your collection because his face is just breathtaking, man. I don't know how well you guys are seeing in his face because the white might be coming off a little weird. Let me try to, you know what, let me turn off this light. There you guys have it. So there is his face. I don't know how well you guys are seeing his face. For some reason, the camera is not bringing out his facial features. But yeah, they did an amazing job. Okay, guys, I'm going to go ahead and leave it at that, man. There's nothing more I can say, man. They just did an amazing job. Oh, yeah, and he has breaks right here at the upper bicep with his, not his upper bicep, but his upper thighs with his legs. And they just did an amazing job, man. This figure rocks. I highly, highly recommend this figure, man. Go pick him up. If you're a Marvel fan, if you're an X-Men fan, if you're a horror fan, I highly, highly recommend this guy, man. He is just absolutely beautiful. The dark metallic blue, they did an amazing job. I'm just going to leave it at that, guys. I mean, I can't say how amazing this figure is over and over and over again. He's just absolutely breathtaking. And we'll leave it at that, guys. Tell me what you guys think of this review, man. Do you guys own this figure? If you do, if you don't, go pick him up. And if you like this little review, or if you like this drool fest, should I say this drool fest, hit the like button, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell if you want to receive more cool, awesome reviews like this. And I do mean this is awesome. And we'll leave it at that, guys. I just want to thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys later. Bye!